You're listening to the Punk Rock Show on 106.6. Today in the studio we have singer and songwriter the UkePunk and his friend Dean, who's sometimes one of the 40
He's
Thieves.
an occasional 40 thief, yeah.
Hey.
That's not a slander on his spotless character. Spotless character.
Otherwise known as
It's
a bit of a
musical,
bandit.
it's a musical term.
Cool, right, so now there's not that many people in the punk scene that play a ukulele, so where did the whole idea of creating punk songs with a uke happen?
I played guitar for years and I got bored of going to open mic nights and listening to the same stuff, and I saw somebody playing ukulele on YouTube. Somebody called Danielle ate the sandwich, American girl, and I bought a ukulele, and I've always been a punk, so I thought, right, let's have some classic punk on ukulele, and it just went off from there. So I write a bit of my own stuff now as well and try and fit that in, into the sets, so here we are.
Who basically inspired you to play uke and punk?
Me. No, actually, there is someone. There's a couple of Scottish blokes called Googug. I'll give them a plug while I'm here. Yeah, Googug, G-U-G-U-G, and that you can find them on YouTube, and they do some like Ramones stuff and
Cool.
a bit of Buzzcocks and that. So they were actually doing it before me, but I don't think it's the main theme of their existence kind of thing. They do all sorts of stuff, but they're good. Check them out.
Nice. Now, would you ever pick up the guitar again? Or is
Yeah, I
it
do. I
just...
still do. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but I can't say the word guitar. It's a giant ukulele.
I like it. Now, you're also from Ramsbottom, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
So what's the punk scene round like
It's
there?
not. It's me. It's no, but it's got a massive music scene.
Yeah.
There's loads of open mic nights on. In fact, we're doing one tonight after this at the Oaks on Bridge Street. I'll just give that a plug. And there must be 7 or 8 bands knocking about there, and you've got to remember it's only quite a small town. But yeah, there's a lot of bands on there. In fact, there's a show coming up at the Met in Bury on the 2nd of December with Molly Bloom and myself and a couple of other bands from Ramsbottom. So yeah, there's a thriving music scene in Ramsbottom, believe it or not.
Does it always work though if there's like different music genres?
No, everybody hates each other, don't they?
Yeah.
But that keeps it interesting. No, they don't. No, we're all good mates, and people generally help out in other people's bands and open mic nights and what have you. And I've had about 7 or 8 of them, and playing with like the 40 Thieves with me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all good, all healthy. Sometime.
Cool. So could you tell us a bit about 40 Thieves? Because I know you do solo acts, but you also have a group, don't you, as well?
Yeah, well, I have a stand-up bass player called Andy Moore. He plays in a couple of other bands as well, and he's just a cracking bass player. It's unbelievable. And we have a cajon player, which is a little box with a drum kit inside it, kind of thing. You sit on it, but it's carrying a drum kit around, but you can get a really good sound out of it. And the guy that plays the cajon sort of made it in an afternoon for about 27 quid or something, but it just like helps to fill the sound out of it, because if you're doing just playing a ukulele on your own, it's a bit much to go on for like 2 45-minute sets.
Yeah.
Bores me to death, so it probably bores everybody else as well. But no, it just fills the sound out a bit more, having a couple of other guys helping you. Sometimes like Dean's played bass, another guy comes in, sometimes plays guitar, just whoever, because people have commitments as well, so just whoever turns up basically and makes a noise.
So how did you all meet? Were you friends before?
Pretty much all sort of local mates, and Dean moved to Ramy
About 6 months ago.
About 6 months ago. He's a musician, he has his own band, Dean Casement Trio. Just all met through music, open mic nights and going watching each other play.
Cool. You've got a YouTube page as well, haven't you?
Yeah, got a YouTube channel.
What is on this YouTube page? Is it your covers, originals, bit of everything?
Bit of everything, yeah. I think there's about 50 odd videos on there now.
Yeah.
I started that a couple of years ago, a bit of a gimmick, and it's had some of them had some decent hits on there. And sometimes I try to look round for a bit more obscure stuff, like I think there's a Crass one on there, but if you do that you don't get as many hits, so there's all sorts. There's like the Sex Pistols and the Damned and Buzzcocks and stuff, and I've had a really good response to it, yeah.
So it's kind of helped your following a lot better,
yeah, definitely, yeah. Facebook page as well, I think there's 800 or 900 on there.
Yeah.
So it all helps to get a bit of recognition, get some gigs out of it, hopefully buy food to feed my children. So
do you think without like Facebook and YouTube pages like that, do you think you could have had like the massive impact that you've had, or do you think it would have been harder?
No, it definitely helps, and it's all publicity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a positive thing, definitely.
Cool. Would you be able to play one of your songs now and introduce it?
This is a song about a chap called James Bond. Because surely every man wants to be James Bond. Do you want to be James Bond, Dean?
Oh, what would be Barry Nelson?
Oh God, yeah, I forgot. I can't say that bit, can I? Swearing. I'm gonna make love to beautiful women all morning. Then I'm gonna save the world this afternoon. If I see any villains, I'm gonna kick their heads in. I'm gonna swing martini by the light of the moon. I'm gonna race around the streets in my Aston Martin DBS. I always sleep naked apart from my Omega Seamaster wristwatch. I'll travel extensively to exotic destinations. I always arrive back safely for a cup of tea with money penny, James Bond, I wanna be James Bond, just like James Bond, I wanna be James Bond. James Bond, I wanna be James Bond, just like James Bond, I wanna be James Bond. James Bond, I wanna be James Bond, just like James Bond, I wanna be James Bond. James Bond, I wanna be James Bond, just like James Bond, I wanna be James Bond. Connery, Niven, Lazenby, Moore, Dalton, Brosnan, Craig. Connery, Niven, Lazenby, Moore, Dalton, Brosnan, Craig. Connery, Niven, Lazenby, Moore, Dalton, Brosnan, Craig. Who the is Barry Nelson? James Bond, I wanna be James Bond, just like James Bond, I wanna be James Bond. James Bond, I wanna be James Bond, just like James Bond, I wanna be James Bond. James Bond, I wanna be James Bond, just like James Bond, I wanna be James Bond. James Bond, I wanna be James Bond, just like James Bond, I wanna be James Bond, just like James Bond.
Woohoo!
James Bond. There you go.
So I take it you're a massive James Bond fan.
Yeah.
What is it about him that just makes every guy want to be like him? Is
It's
it just
cool,
lifestyle?
isn't it? Yeah, I want that lifestyle.
The guns, the women and everything.
Yeah, making love to women in the morning, saving the world in the afternoon.
Yeah, it is a good life. So how did the whole recording of that go? The process, was it easy or was it a long process?
Do you know, we haven't even recorded that. It's quite a newish one, that.
Oh, cool. So
yeah.
is this the first time it's been aired?
It's first time on a radio station, yeah. It is on YouTube, but recording's a bit of a nightmare, like every other gig. It's trying to get everyone together, at the same time, and since we're all old farts these days, and everybody's got kids and everybody's got excuses not to do anything. But yeah, it will be recorded very soon.
Cool.
Available from a good bookshop near you.
Were you watching a James Bond film when you were writing it as well?
No, I think I'm reading about the new one that's about to come out.
I didn't know there was a new one.
There is, and I've forgotten what it's called. What's it called, Dean? Can't remember. You'll have to Google it.
I know a lot of your stuff is on YouTube, but is it any of it on CDs that anyone can buy?
There's one called Mr. It's a bit of a ska thing. If you look for that on YouTube, there's a link to iTunes on it, and it's through whoever the distribution company is. I think it takes about 6 months to see how many you've sold. So it could be 3, it could be 5 million. I did a World Cup song once.
Yeah.
Well, obviously the last World Cup, and there was like loads of people going, yeah, I bought it, and did a video for it and everything. And then about 3 or 4 months later, when I looked at the results of how many it had sold, I think it was about 22 or something. I think I made about a tenner.
It's better
But
than
there you
none
go.
though, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
So, back to your gigging
Yep.
area, you played, was it Glastonbury, the charity one, not the big
Yeah, in
one,
Bury, yeah.
festival?
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little about that and how you found it?
It's a chap called Chris Buckley, and it's in aid of Bury Hospice. And I think it's been going 3 or 4 years.
I think was this the third one?
I think this was the third one. I think they started off like a handful of venues, and now it's pretty much right across Bury. Like you pay a £5 for a wristband, you can go all over Bury. And there's like 8 or 9 bands on in every place you're going. There's something for everyone. There's like a metal pub and in an indie place. But I think so far they've raised about 28 grand for Bury Hospice. So it's a extremely worthy cause.
Yeah. Did you have fun playing it as
It's
well?
brilliant. Yeah, you can't beat it. you just guaranteed a packed out pub wherever you play.
Yeah. Was it in small venues each one, or was it massive?
So they're half decent. We played in the 2 tubs in Bury.
Yeah.
And then they've got like sort of there's the Met as well. Just all over Bury, but everywhere's like packed out. It's brilliant.
So would that be your best gig so far, or is there one that's topped it?
Definitely one of them, just because of the fact you get so many people in there, and they're all get yourself a nice little tea time slot, and everybody's steaming drunk. You can't go wrong, can you? Whatever you're playing. But no, I've had some decent support acts and all that. Stiff Little Fingers and UK Subs, Bolton a few months ago.
Got him next week.
And this Saturday night, which you're not going to know about because it's not going out until Sunday, is with Paul Tudor. I don't know if you know.
That's part of the Sex Pistols experience,
yeah, well,
isn't it?
there's a band called the Sex Pistols Experience on as well the same night.
Ah, cool.
Who look just like the Sex Pistols tribute band kind of thing, but they're good.
Cool.
But for anyone who's listening, Ed Tudor Pole out of Paul Tudor is superb. Just on his own with a beaten up old acoustic guitar, and he's brilliant.
So we've talked about like your favourite gigs. What about has there been any bad gigs so far?
Oh, loads, yeah. That's just the nature of playing in a band, isn't it? And going out there, it's like good gig, bad gig. Like 3 Men and a Dog and stuff, and don't get it. And I think when I first started doing this for a laugh, I played at the TNS thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, did one of their nights, and there was probably about 5 or 6 bands, and I went on first, and obviously everybody there was like 17, 18, and I just felt like everybody's dad, kind of thing. And my mate who got me on there said they're just not going to get it, these kids, but they were great, they were all sort of clapping and singing along, but singing along when they didn't know the words, when you're looking at someone and they're sort of embarrassingly like murmuring like great Sex Pistols classics and things. Yeah, of course you have rubbish gigs, everybody does.
Has it ever put you off? Was it just made you go try and do better as you can?
At the end of the night you think, what am I doing? Is it really worth it? But then it's money in your pocket a lot of the times, isn't it? So you just got to think, right, well, the next one will be better, and it generally is,
It helps you to get more of a promotion,
yeah,
doesn't
and it's
it,
not just,
well?
you can't sort of beat yourself up about it, because it's a lot to do with the venues as well. If the venues don't make an effort to get people through the doors, then what can you do? A lot of venues don't even have a Facebook page and don't make an effort, so I don't know how a lot of them survive.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now, if people want to find more about you, where can they go to?
Facebook, look for the UkePunk, which unfortunately I can't change the title of it now, because the other lads who play are like, why is it not UkePunk and the 40 Thieves? So, but you can, I think if you start a group on Facebook, once you get over 100 people in it, you can't actually change the title. So bear that in mind when when your page is massive. But yeah, either that or on YouTube, just search for UkePunk and come to the Met in Bury on the 2nd of December.
Tell us a bit about that, the Met in Bury.
Yeah, what it's for, they had the Ramsbottom Music Festival.
Yeah.
In September. I think it pretty much was, they ended up losing quite a bit of money on it. One of the bands that played there on the main stage, Molly Bloom, have put this sort of a benefit gig together at the Met to raise money towards the next Rammy Festival, which was a great thing for Ramsbottom itself. Like 3,000 people a day or whatever coming to a festival in Ramsbottom. It's only got to be great for the town, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And hopefully they'll get some better acts on next year. But no, it was good because we had a stage in one of the massive beer tents for the local bands sort of thing. So yeah, it's pretty much Molly Bloom have put this together to try and raise a bit of money because I think it's £6 a ticket. For four bands is not bad, is it? In the centre of Bury.
That's pretty good actually. And
Yeah.
Bury's it's not a massive town, but at the same time, it's got a good sort of atmosphere where people go out a lot. Well, kind of.
Yeah.
You ever been?
Oh, I'm from Bury.
Oh, right.
Oh, right. Well, you should have come to the Flying Shuttle last Saturday night as we were playing there. That's another good venue that's starting to grow a bit now.
Yeah, it's a bit of a rock venue as well, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, we had a good night there last Saturday night.
Cool.
So big up to the Flying Shuttle as well.
Cool. Well, it's been great having you on the show.
Yeah, thank you very much.
But before you go, would you be able to play another song for us?
Yeah, I'll try without swearing. This is pretty much about what's going on at the moment in Europe and the rest of the world. It's called I'm a European. Taking all your money, making all your choices for you. There goes your freedom chewed up and swallowed. Where are the guardians of liberty? Who is controlling the controllers? Oh, I'm a European, you're a European now. Oh, I'm a European, you're a European now. And it's your bread dipping in a gravy train. It's your immunity disappearing down a drain. Who is controlling the controllers? Where are the guardians of liberty? I'm a European and you're a European now. Oh, ain't it cute to be a European now? Put up or shut up. Put up or shut up. Put up and shut up. Put up and shut up. And it's your bread dipping in a gravy train. It's your immunity disappearing down a drain. Who is controlling the controllers? Where are the guardians of liberty? I'm a European and you're a European now. Oh, ain't it to be a European now? One day soon the poor are gonna eat the rich. One day soon the poor are gonna eat the rich. One day soon the poor are gonna eat the rich. One day soon poor are gonna eat the rich.